Hey friends, are you unsure of what to say on social media or what to even send in your weekly emails? Well, what if creating content could be easy? Would you be looking for a shortcut to creating consistent content? Yes, consistent content, because you know consistency is key. Well, let me tell you, you are not alone when you feel like you're struggling on what to post or what to write in emails. And we know that you have that product part of your business down. But as you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know that to get more people to your products, to buy your products, you need to create great content. Oh, I know. I keep saying content, and that's the dreaded C word. And we can't tell you how many product bosses tell us that they want to create great content for their audience and their customers, but they don't know what to say, or they are so busy they can't find the time, or they really, really, really don't want to be the face of their brand. Well, no worries, because that's exactly why we created a year of content. It is your shortcut to creating consistent content that resonates with your audience and brings more loyal customers who can't wait to buy your products. If you want to see how easy this is and how easy it is to create content for your audience and your customers, head to www.ayearofcontent.com.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Mina Kunlo-Sitep, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-six-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Product Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Snyder, with my beautiful co-host, Mina Kunlo-Sitep. So we are so excited today to welcome on a very special guest. We have Kelly Roach on the podcast. This is her fourth time joining us. It is the most that anyone has ever been on our podcast, and we are thrilled and so excited because Kelly is incredible. We listened to her podcast. We have read her book. She is just a genius when it comes to marketing, and she's a top 10 marketing podcast on the Kelly Roach Show. So Kelly is coming out with an incredible book. It is called Conviction Marketing, and it's available now if you want to head over to Amazon and head into our show notes for a link to buy the book and support her. Kelly has a multi-million-dollar company, the Kelly Roach Coaching Company, and it's the fastest growing coaching program on the market. Now, Kelly is also a product boss. She has a business partner, and she's the co-founder of the Courageous brand, which is designed to create a movement that would give young girls a competitive edge to rise to the top, break through glass ceilings, and create a lasting change in the world. And the Courageous brand offers a year-long leadership program for girls between the ages of 8 to 13. You know, we love this. So as we dive into this episode, Kelly is going to take everything that she has taught inside of her new book, Conviction Marketing, and teach it to our product bosses out there, because she is also a product boss and she knows how you can help grow your business with simplicity and strategy. All right, let's jump in. Kelly, welcome back to the Product Boss Podcast.
I'm so happy to be back with you ladies. So for those that I'm just getting to know, my name is Kelly Roach, and I am a former NFL cheerleader and Fortune 500 executive turned 8-figure entrepreneur. And I help business owners build, grow, and scale 7- and 8-figure companies online.
Amazing. And we are huge fans of the podcast, which is now called The Kelly Roach Show. Yeah. And you and everyone heard in the pre-intro all about you. So let's jump in, because congratulations on your book that is out now, which is Conviction Marketing. And in this book, I know that we'll discover the missing key and step-by-step process of building an on-demand brand online, regardless of oversaturation in any marketplace. And I love this concept because we tell our product bosses all the time that it's collaboration over competition, that there's room at the top for all of us. And so I'd love to really dig into, first, let's just chat about what the book's about.
Absolutely. The book is really about helping entrepreneurs of all walks of life understand how to identify their unique beliefs and core convictions that are the driving force behind their brand, and using those unique beliefs and convictions to go out and build a company, a business of significance and purpose where their marketing really matches and is in alignment with who they really are. And it's really helping business owners to understand that regardless of market saturation, regardless of the busyness and the noise online, that integrity, authenticity, value is always going to win, and that there is so much room still at the top. And as I always say, and you ladies have heard me say this a million times before, I'm sure, the extra mile is never crowded. The extra mile is never crowded. There is so much opportunity waiting for anyone who's willing to step forward.
Yeah, I love that. I think that one of the things, we've seen you do this where it's not crowded at the top because you've done it your own way, right? And so the idea, can you give us a little bit more idea of, how to get to conviction marketing, right? What is the concept and the big idea of conviction marketing? And how did you come up with the concept of the book?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, for starters, I think that there's been a massive oversimplification, of marketing and business building online, which leaves a lot of entrepreneurs feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed. I even believe in the entrepreneurial space, there's just a ton of anxiety and depression because there's been a message of oversimplification from the standpoint of what it really takes to build a successful business, which is why I'm so vocal all the time about running the reps and training for a business like an athlete and understanding, that people that are at the level that, I'm at sacrifice many times for a decade, to create that success, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they just feel like they're doing it wrong because they're struggling or because they're so early in the process or because it's not happening overnight. And I want people to know, like, I see you. You're not doing it wrong. You're going through the natural and organic learning process and learning curve that every successful entrepreneur went through. And you cannot perceive someone's success after 10 or 15 years and compare it to going through the learning curve of the information that you need that comes only through failure to achieve those levels of success. And I really do mean that. And I talk about that in the book. The information that is needed to achieve greatness can only be acquired through failure. And failure is how you get the feedback that's necessary to have the core stepping stones to achieve greatness. And, it's just, I want entrepreneurs to know that they can achieve whatever level of success that they want, and that positioning yourself as second best of someone else's brand to try and shortcut the process by duplicating or replicating someone else's marketing, or trying to shortcut the process by making your website like their website, or your ad like their ad, or your online marketing like their online marketing. You're not them and they're not you, and you being you is your superpower. So conviction marketing is really helping people understand, like, there is a life story and a life journey behind you creating the business and the brand that you've created that is completely and totally unique to you. So it does not matter if there are 5 million people competing in the space that you're competing in that say they do what you do. If you're being transparent and authentic and, truly focusing on serving through your life experience and bringing forward those things in your brand, just like I gave you one line at the beginning of this show that already told you 2 key life differentiators about me. I was an NFL cheerleader. I was a Fortune 500 executive before I became an entrepreneur. Well, what does that do? And why did I do that? Because now people that were former athletes are like, oh, I was a former athlete. That's kind of interesting. Let me learn more about that. And people that came from corporate America that then decided to move into entrepreneurship because they wanted a different path, they wanted more for themselves, they wanted something different, are going to immediately resonate with that and say, oh, you and me, we have something in common. Yeah, I'd like to look for someone and work with someone that has that corporate knowledge and experience. So in one sentence, I just differentiated myself from the millions of business coaches that say, I help people build and grow 7- and 8-figure businesses online. Anyone can say that, right? So I think a lot of business owners are really struggling. They want to be different, and they think that clickbait or doing the cutest Instagram reel or being the funniest online or pointing and dancing or, lip syncing is going to be the thing. And it's like, that's not the thing. You're the thing. You already have it. Like, you need to stop looking out there and like be quiet for a minute and look in here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. We always do say, there's room. I'm sorry, it's more than the product, right? It's more than the product because it has everything around the product. It's how you speak about the product. It's how you show the product. But it's also how you, you literally you do it, the way you speak, the way you use your hand gestures, the way that you communicate, the way that you are authentic and translating that experience and transferring that experience to your customers. That's what they're gravitated towards, is not just the product. Right. And so, when I was, looking through the book, you had said something about hope marketing. Can you go through kind of the steps of conviction marketing, how that lines up?
Absolutely. I'll walk you through the pyramid, but I just can I backtrack to something that
Sure.
you just said really quick there, because I think you made an important point that I want to touch on specifically as it relates to products. I think that a lot of people think that when they're selling a product, that having the best product and the way that they present the product is the thing that's going to differentiate the product. There is so much more that goes into someone's buying decision about a product than just the physical thing. And that's what we're talking about here. People buy from brands that make them feel a certain way about the product that they're buying, right? So conviction marketing isn't just about if you're someone that teaches or is a consultant or is a coach or is a facilitator, that teaching and serving in that way is how you build your brand. If you have a physical product, you want to differentiate that product, yes, of course, you want to have the best product in the world. You want the product to sell itself. All of those things are wonderful. But remember, people are looking at a lot of other things when they're making buying decisions about a product. And there's both tangible and intangible considerations. There's the people behind the brand. There's how the brand makes people feel. There's the things that the brand associates with, right? A lot of people, especially now, are buying products that they feel good buying because that product is connected to doing good in the world in some way, shape, or form, right? And so that ties directly into conviction marketing, because it's like, what do you believe that by selling 1 million of your products that you're going to be able to do in the world? What's the change that you're going to create? What are the organizations that you're going to partner with? What's the difference that you're going to make? What is the end outcome and impact of your product getting into the right hands? And I think it's thinking bigger. It's understanding that your product can change the world, but you have to connect those dots for people. So I just want to drop that in there before we move into the pyramid, because I really want to make sense, for everyone that's listening that is a product boss. That's why you're here. It's why you listen to the show, right? You have to think about your product from tangible and intangible, from how does the product sell itself and how do you sell the product, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to bring that all together before we move forward.
And just for everyone to know, and if you haven't heard Kelly already on the podcast from a couple years ago with your co-founder, you are the co-founder of the Courageous brand. So you are a product boss as well. Yeah. And while you're talking about, there's a lot of mission-based type stuff in terms of like even behind your brand and what that does for young girls. But I want anyone out there that's like, well, I sell candles or I sell skincare, and maybe there isn't a give back component, but think about what you're doing for your customer. Are you making them feel more beautiful? Are they being able to take care of their skin and they feel like it's self-care? Does your candle delight them when they walk in and they smell that scent? So you can think of this in this grand scheme. And then you can also think of it in the individual person that you're selling to and how you want them to feel and what they feel when they buy your brand and light that candle or put in those earrings or whatever they're doing.
That's exactly right. It's the story that surrounds the use of that product. And it can be anything. It can be anything, but it's you taking the time to step back and not just transactionally focus on selling more products, but it's really stepping back and looking at, what is the story? What is the emotional connection? What is the full circle moment of when someone buys the product and uses the product, and then what? Mm-hmm. Right?
I was trying to think of a concrete example, knowing we were going to interview you, and I was so excited. Which, by the way, this is your third time on here. I didn't realize that till right now. But one
I think she's the most. I think you're the most welcome back guest that we've ever had. So welcome, Kelly.
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm honored. Thank you
We should have had a party.
Thank you.
One of the brands that I follow that I think does this really well is Glossier. They're a skincare and makeup brand. I've purchased them for years. They do skincare, and they really were the first ones to show real people using makeup and skincare. And the whole idea of skincare and makeup for your everyday, and it switched for me like a narrative in my own head, right? So I think that's what you're saying with the story, is that they've really done it in a way where I feel I actually don't buy a lot of their products. I've tried a lot of things, but I've stuck with three products that I always buy from them. And I feel very aligned in their convictions, right? That they believe skincare is accessible and beauty is for every day, but their idea of beauty, which is, gender neutral, ageless, and every age, every skin tone, everything, like the real person, right? So I feel very aligned, and they've shown that. So the narrative, the impact that they've made in the grand world is much bigger than them bringing out lip glosses. It's a bigger idea.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. That's perfect. So you want to talk about the pyramid?
Yeah, I love the pyramid.
So we looked at when you look at the heartbeat of a business, what pumps the blood through the organism of a company, right? And obviously we know that's revenue, but how does that happen, right? So there's attraction, there's nurture, and there's conversion, right? And, essentially for all of us that are operating in the online space now, in the online world, whether we're selling it tangible or an intangible, our online brand is now our store, right? So this could be on Amazon, this could be on eBay, this could be on Etsy, this could be on your own website, this could be on Facebook Marketplace, this could be wherever you can sell, Amazon, whatever, okay? So you think about the experience of a prospect's journey, and you think about obviously your goal in your business, which is to grow your revenue and to have this wildly profitable, wildly successful business. There's attraction, there's nurture, and there's conversion. And someone can go through this process in 30 seconds when they're buying, a low dollar item that they maybe buy over and over again, or that they know exactly what they want. Some people go through this process in a year and a half, if it's a high ticket thing that they've been thinking about and planning for and, deciding on for many years. But we looked at how can we help business owners to create this process that they bring people through with their marketing that's fully aligned, fully authentic, and that they get to decide, that they feel is totally 100% them and not a replica of someone else's, right? You're not placing yourself squarely as the second best version of someone else's brand. You're designing this category of one brand for yourself. So we looked at the three things. And the first thing usually is how-to marketing, right? How-to marketing is someone finds out about your company. They want a solution. They have a problem in their life, with their kids, with their house, with their business, with their career, with their health. I need collagen. I'm getting old, right? Whatever it is. Okay. So, how-to marketing is literally you're putting out there information and education. People have a problem. They want it solved. You're like, I'm your girl. I'm your guy. I can show you how to solve this problem. I know a thing that you don't know, right? And it's literally walking people through, this is the problem. This is the solution. Here's a piece of information and education that you didn't have before. Now you have it. And I am now positioned as a teacher, right? I am now positioned as an educator. I have authority that you don't, because you have a problem. You don't know how to solve it. I do. I'm presenting information and education for how you can solve this problem. What could this be? This could be an ad in a YouTube B-roll. This could be, any type of video that you put out. This could be a story. This could be a reel. This could be a post, right? This can be an ad that you're running. This could be a podcast, whatever. It could be any realm of how people interface with your brand. right? And so what I found is when looking at entrepreneurs and how they grow, typically everyone starts with some form of how-to marketing where they're putting out some information into the world about what they do and how they help people. And that's awesome. And that makes sense, right? And that is a great way to raise awareness about your business and get people into your ecosystem. What do we want to do? We want to get them on our email list. We want to get them to click on our website. We want to get them to put stuff in their shopping cart, right? We want to get them to sign up for our text message list. We want them in our ecosystem so that they're going from being out there in the world to being in our world, right? And this is a great starting point. This is a great way to create discoverability for your brand. It's a great way to get started. But I found that a lot of business owners really get stuck there. And what happens is with, digital marketing and the amount of noise and people's kind of like fish brain, where they're just like going from like thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. They have a 3-second attention span, is that there's no stickiness. There's no connection. There's no passion. They're not loyal to you because you gave them this one piece of information. They're kind of like, yeah, that was cool. Awesome. And I'm on to the next thing. And I have this other problem too. And oh, this person's ad looks really good. And this opt-in looks great. And this product over here is really interesting. And so a lot of people have these massive email lists, massive social media followings. And yet their conversions are nothing. They suck, right? They're not making money. There's a lot of people with a big following online with a big email list that are really great at attraction with how-to marketing that are not seeing the conversions into dollars and cents that they want to in their business. And I believe that a lot of that is because this very surface level, very tactical marketing is a great way to bring people into your ecosystem. It's not a great way to keep them there, right? Which is where we really want to elevate to the next tier of the conviction marketing pyramid, which is hope marketing, right? And hope marketing, and we were just talking about this just a couple of minutes ago. Hope marketing is where you really reveal who you are. You tell your story, right? You bring out those things about your life experience that led you to building this business. Why did you design this product? Why do you care so much about bringing this product to the world? When there's a million other people that make hair barrettes for children's hair, why were you so compelled to enter this saturated market where there's a million other people doing exactly what you do? Why? It's the story. It's your life. It's your journey, right? It's who you are. This is where you share the high highs and the low lows and the setbacks and the obstacles and, all the things that you went through to build this business that you're creating, to bring this product to the world, to enter this crazy saturated market that you're in, to fight, to make sure that people could find out about your solution, your product, right? Whether it's a lip gloss for kids that's non-toxic, that kids aren't getting an allergic reaction to because you found out that all the chapsticks that everybody's buying at Target every single day are poisoning kids because they're from China and they have all sorts of stuff in them that kids shouldn't be putting on their faces, right? So maybe there's a story about you were babysitting, one day as a teenager and, a kid put on this new chapstick that their parents had gotten them. It was in their Easter basket and they had this crazy allergic reaction and you ended up having to take them to the emergency room. And, that stayed with you for the rest of your life. And you said, we got to do better. We got to do better. Right. And so you decided not just to say we got to do better, but to do something about it. Right. So hope marketing is really the piece of your marketing pyramid where you go from someone having a transactional relationship with you where it's like, I want a piece of information from you. I want to know how to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z. You're a teacher and authority. Now you're their friend. Now you're the person that they want to pull up a chair with and they want to have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. They want to drink a margarita. They want to have a beer, right? You're the person that they're like, no, she's my girl. That I'm hanging out with them, right? Exactly like the story that you just told earlier where you said, I feel really connected to this makeup line and there's these 3 products that I keep going back and buying over and over again because like it resonates with me, the story of what they're trying to do, right? So hope marketing is about keeping people in your ecosystem. Why is this so important? Well, number one, lifetime value of a customer is the most important metric besides recurring revenue in any business. It's what makes a business valuable, and it's what makes a business sustainable. Lifetime value is how long is that customer going to stay? How many times are they going to come back? You want the customer to discover your product and then to keep coming back and buying more of it and telling their friends about it and waiting for new products to come out and, wanting to be on the waiting list when something else, is coming out, right? Hope marketing does that. Hope marketing is humanity. Hope marketing is connection. Hope marketing is you telling stories that people can literally feel themselves walking in and through, that they see themselves in, that make this meaningful lifetime connection to the brand. And depending on what the price point of your product is, this is what is going to keep people connected through that whole buying cycle. Because like I said, you might have a product where it's a 30-second split decision. You might have a product that it takes a year and a half to get a buying decision, right? Either way, you want to keep people in your ecosystem. Does that make sense? I'll just pause there before we talk about connection.
I love that. I love how because it's like acquaintances versus friends, right? Easy come, easy go. Exactly. On that bottom one, they're probably opting into everybody's coupons, right? And then there's the friends that are like, hey, I see you and I see what you're trying to do.
Yes, exactly.
Hey friends, are you a product business owner that has built your business to multi-six-figure to a multi-million-dollar business? If that is you, we are hosting a live training on the 3 stages of business to grow and level up to a profitable million-dollar business that works for you. We are going to talk about what it takes for you, the business owner, to remove yourself as the bottleneck of your business and grow a team that can not only help you do all the things, but a team that will actually start making decisions without you so that you can lean into the role you were meant to be. The visionary, the high-level strategist, the creative. And we want to help you level up your business in the next 12 months. So if you're looking for support as you navigate to this level in your business, we invite you to join us. You can register for this free training at theproductboss.com/level-up. We will also be sharing information and answering questions about our highest level program, the Product Boss Mastermind. Mina and I would love to meet you and connect to help you level up your business and you as a business owner during this call. I want to remind you that you have done an exceptional job getting to this level of business on your own, but what it will take to grow to the next level is going to be different than what you have done before. We know you can level up your business without you having to be the person who does all of the things and makes every decision on your own. That's why the Product Boss Mastermind is the place for high-level strategy and collaboration, so you can connect with other product-based business owners who get it and who are going where you are going. If your business is a 6 to 7 figure a year business, we invite you to join us for one of our upcoming live trainings, and we'll be sharing information on our high-level, world-renowned product-based mastermind. We are now accepting applications to be considered for a very limited amount of spaces for 2022. Make sure to register for this totally free training and live Q&A at theproductboss.com/level-up. You can also click the link in the show notes. And my friends, if you are ready to commit to yourself this next year, and you know that this year is going to be your year to reach that next level in your business without sacrificing your freedom and creativity, surrounded by a collaborative group of product bosses who get it and grow together by sharing ideas, strategies, and insider secrets, then we invite you to apply to be considered to the Product Boss Mastermind at theproductbossmastermind.com. And we always say people buy from people. So I just wanted to touch on this really fast though, because we have a lot of introverts out there and a lot of people that are like, I'm not a coach, I'm a product person. And I sometimes want to hide behind my product, right? They don't want to be the face of the brand and they're not really sure. Maybe they haven't found their story yet or their why. So what would you say? And Mina, I mean, you're the makeup company. Tell me, what's the name? Which one was
Glossier.
Glossier. We don't necessarily know the owner of Glossier. Like there's not a human face with that, but there are human faces sharing.
There's the personification, the humification of that brand though. So it's not about showing your face. It's the brand as a human and connecting with that.
Let's just dig into that a little bit more because I feel like people are probably getting to like a stopping point of, but wait, I'm not sure how to like make that work for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So decide what the stories that you want to bring forward of the brand are going to be. There's lots of people that have products that the only stories that they're telling are the stories of product users. And so you could feature people using your products and telling the story of why. And that could be your entire, human facing, experience for people. And it's exactly what you just said. It's the personification of a product. That doesn't mean it needs to be you, but it means that people do buy from people. So decide a strategy that you want to use to bring a human element to your product-based business, right? The easiest way to do that is the story of your own users, right? Featuring real people, right? You could feature a person every single day on social media that's a user of your product and never show your own face and create connection, right? The other thing is you can create content that isn't focused on you, but is focused on the story of the business, the story of the brand, the give back if you do that, the user experience, the why behind it. I mean, people do things, there's so many different ways that you can market. People do caricatures. They do these cartoon stories now. People use infographics. I mean, there's a million and one ways that you can do this. It doesn't need to be your face in front of the camera every single day, but you do need to be thoughtful. You do need to take that next step of being thoughtful. What is the difference between, a product that the only thing that they see is the description on Amazon and an invitation to click versus a brand that's out there telling stories, compelling stories, right? Facts tell, stories sell, right? So it's thinking about how do you want to bring the human element to your brand? And it doesn't mean it needs to be you. It means you need to think through what is the human story behind your brand.
Right. I completely agree. Because even as an introvert, sometimes you're not the best person to tell your story. I will tell you that, especially if you can't transfer your own story in a way that it's delivered to them in the right way. So there's plenty, like, as you said, users, right? That could, so for example, for low labels for my Amazon, mainly Amazon business, it would be this coming from the human. If I were to humanize that person, it would be that she is a person that loves ease, that probably, has her hair up in a, top knot or something, and is juggling a lot of different things and is going place to place with her kids, right? So for Glossier, for example, they personified what that human was for them. It was somebody, they were the first people, they were pioneering the real beauty, right? So you got to see people that had like flawed skin for the first time in ads, right? Unfiltered skin, skin of different
Older
skin
skin.
tones, older skin. So they were the first one to show like over 60 models, right? So the humanification of whatever that represents, right? It doesn't exactly have to be you. It has to be whatever you're trying to say. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And think about it. I mean, even if you are selling on, one of these branded sites, like let's just use like Amazon or Etsy, or, maybe you're using like Google, like pay-per-click or whatever, take one extra step, like put one extra line, one extra image, one extra 10-second click in that experience that people are seeing when they click to check out your product, right? We don't have to overthink this. It can be so simple. It can be so nuanced, but it is the difference, right? I say the extra mile is never crowded, and it's absolutely true. So standing out and differentiating your product is not hard if you're willing to just take a step to be thoughtful, right? I'll give an example. I sell products. Obviously, I have a company that's product based, but I also sell products in my consulting company. My books are one of my, main streams of passive income. And right now we're going back through, we're rebranding the covers of the books. We're re-optimizing the descriptions on Amazon. We're going in, we're adding little nuances of the human factor that by the time we're done, when people are considering buying a business book and they have this experience, it's not just going to be transactional of, oh, I want to learn how to launch. They're going to experience something that makes them feel connected to me and connected to what I do beyond just the book, right? And so again, this can apply 1,000 different ways. Don't overthink it. If you're not comfortable being on camera, there's lots of other ways that you can do it. And, obviously you can take what you see online and in commercials, you can see a lot of commercials are doing this now. They're telling stories, right? They're showing stories. The people featured on the commercials a lot of times are not the business owner, right?
Yeah.
They're the product user.
I remember pregnancy and post-pregnancy, like I would actually cry at commercials. I was like, oh, so, maybe still now a little, but yeah, watch the commercials. I know we all fast forward through them, but or you watch on, streaming, but go and watch commercials. And especially I remember paying attention to the commercials during the shutdowns versus where they are now. And you'll start to see slight messaging that relates it to where people are right now. So it's not the same ads that they've been running, like Chuck E. Cheese has a very different ad that they're running now versus Chuck E. Cheese 2.5 years ago. So just pay attention. So let's move to that next pyramid level.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how to brings them in, attraction, hope nurtures them, keeps them in your ecosystem. Now you've moved from being kind of the teacher, the authority figure to now the friend, right? The confidant, the person that they feel connected to and feel friendship with and relation to. And then finally, conviction marketing. And conviction marketing is really the top tier of the pyramid where we want to see business owners elevate their marketing and their marketing message and their brand to, which is about identifying the core beliefs of your business that are specifically related to why you do your business the way that you do. A lot of people are like, I don't want to share my political views. I don't want to be oppositional. I don't want to be controversial. That's not what we're talking about here. That is not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is, why did you commit your entire life to doing the business that you're doing? What are your convictions around why you were willing to step into the ring and get on the field and get bloodied and beat up and broken down and fight for the future of this company every single day, knowing that there's 5 million other people out there? There had to have been something that you felt like you could do better, that you could do different. There had to be a compelling solution that you felt wasn't being offered in this unique way yet, that was being missed by your market. There had to be some gap that you believed that you could fill, some distinction that you felt that you could offer, some vision that you have for your market that could be better, superior, different, more enjoyable, more fun, more relaxing, easier to use, right? A better result, longer lasting. I mean, you can look at every product and you can say, like, there's something that you would tout as the thing that it makes it better, different, unique, whatever. I think that there's been a really dangerous trend, and it's actually why I wrote the book, of entrepreneurs dumbing themselves down, duplicating and replicating what they see other brands doing in an attempt to shortcut success, because they're scared. And I don't blame them, right? When I started my business, I was totally scared. I didn't have courage when I started my business. I was like, I wanted to figure out, how the heck am I going to break through this market? How am I going to get my message across? And so, of course, what's the first thing that you do? You go do market research. You go do market research. You go find out, well, what are the people that are having success in my field doing? And that's important because you need to understand, where's the money, where's the opportunity, what are the key things that the market research is essential. But we need to understand the distinction between market research to gain a foundational education of viability and strategy versus market differentiation by using your own convictions, your own belief system, your own critical thinking, your own ideas. Innovation has been so watered down and so lost in the last couple of years in the world of entrepreneurship because people are so determined to shortcut success by doing the things that are already widely accepted, instead of saying, no, I'm actually going to go against the status quo. I'm going to zig a little bit when they zag. I'm going to do this my own way. And I'm going to build this category of one brand, which, yes, by the way, takes a little longer and is a little bit more work. And, it does take a little bit of bravery. But that's what conviction marketing is all about. And conviction marketing is the easiest way to just convert millions and millions of dollars in your business. Because instead of you saying, me too, our product also does blah, blah, blah. I remember, seeing advertisements for products that basically reinforce the competitor by saying, just like such and such, does, we also, and it's like, No, you just sold the other person's product instead of your own, right? So I think it comes back to what you ladies actually shared at the very opening of the show, which is that it's really, there's room for everyone at the top, right? There's billions of sales happening every second online. There is no shortage of opportunity. There is no shortage of income. There is no shortage of the space for each and every one of us to bring our unique ideas to the world in a meaningful way and achieve success our way. And I think this is so crucial, not just for the growth of your business, but for the sustainability of you as the business owner actually feeling fulfilled and in alignment and passionate about what you're doing. Because when you are doing something that you feel like you need to do in order to be successful versus really operating from a place of this kind of central pillar of what you're doing and why that's unique to the gifts that you are given, there's a huge disconnect. And that ultimately shows through. That ultimately shows through.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you said, there is room at the top for all of us, but here's the reason why we do say that is because everybody lends their own perspective. And that's what makes conviction marketing successful. I want to give a couple examples so people can wrap their minds around this whole idea. So one example is myself and Jacqueline. We saw a gap in the market of people speaking to product-based people. She came from the land of women being really competitive with each other. She knew she didn't want to be a part of that. I came from the land of bro marketing and Amazon selling. And I said, I do not want to be a part of that. So we came together, and our perspective is that you can have fun and there can be room at the top, and you do it in a way where it feels encouraging and it's about the journey, right? So we have our own perspective on it. In the product-based way, I want to give the example of Susan Gordon Pottery. She started with wavy bowls. We always give the example of her, right? Wavy bowls. She started moving further where she started up a storefront, and she became known for those wavy bowls. Everybody would come and flock to her storefront to buy her wavy bowls, and the story of her products and gathering and just the beauty and the home goods of it, the aesthetic of the brand. But she's actually moved it up to conviction marketing now, where it's really about, she's starting to show her heritage, which is a French heritage. She's starting to talk about heirlooms that people can pass it down to. So she's really convicted in making it honor her own heritage, where you can take her pottery pieces and make it honor who you are, right? So that's her perspective and why she stands out, in this billions of potters that are out there, right? Different brands. So I think that, that's really what it comes down to is, even though there's room at the top for all of us, what is your perspective when it comes to that extra mile that you're going to be taking? And it's that little bit, like you said, that nuance, that finessing of certain words, getting them to know you, buying in a little bit more, and like the touch points that you can make.
Yeah, it can be anything. I mean, it can be so simple as when you're sending your product out, having just like a little extra handwritten thank you that gets included in your packaging. It can be, having a charitable cause that your business is connected to. It can be something where when a customer sends a review online, that you feature them on social media, and maybe you send them a $5 Starbucks card. Thanks for being an amazing customer. Like, you don't understand as a small business how much that means to us, right? It could be anything, like literally anything, right? I mean, I primarily live in the world of consulting. And so for us, we're always looking for ways to surprise and delight customers. And many times that is access and additional support from our team. But when it comes to a product, think about the packaging, think about the experience of opening it up, right? Think about the experience of how you are both reinforcing them sharing it online, but also recognizing and rewarding them for that, or for leaving reviews, right? Think about the entire experience, right? Maybe, you have a loyalty club where, once someone purchases a product, a certain amount, whatever, they refer a friend, you send them a gift. Like, it could literally be anything, but it's like, I think the biggest thing is that in the world that we live in, everyone is so transactional now. Every experience is so transactional. When you think about conviction marketing, when you think about creating an experience with your product-based business. How can you move from transaction to relation? How can you move from automation to human experience? We all love automation. We all want to digitize and create ease in our businesses. And that's a super important part of creating the efficiencies that we need in order to scale. But where do you marry those things? Where is the marriage between digitizing and automating for efficiency and a human element that creates these unbelievable raving fans that are going out and posting for free, advertising your products for you and literally getting you your next 10 customers. And instead of paying per click and paying for advertising, your customers are doing it because you just added that little extra human touch that no one else really cares to take the time to do. Right?
So good. Yeah. And we talk about raving fans in our course, Multi-Stream Machine, because they're doing the work for you. They're the original influencer. Yeah. Kelly, so good to have you on again. And so tell our listeners where they can buy the book, where they can buy the other books, where they can listen to you, all the things.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'll say is inside the book, we give you exercises. We walk you through identifying your convictions, your beliefs, how to hope, and conviction marketing. I mean, we really walk you through a marketing methodology to build and grow your brand online. So you can go to convictionmarketing.com, grab a copy of the book. It's going to change your life, I promise. And if you just want to learn about what I teach and kind of come hang out and be a part of what I do, the Kelly Roach Show is a great place to connect and learn and grow.
Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us. This episode is brought to you by the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge and Small Business Shopping Directory. It's a commitment to make 1 in 5 of your purchases from a small business online or offline. So head to shop1in5.com to take the pledge. And friend, while you are there, check out and shop from hundreds of small businesses in the Small Business Shopping Directory. It's the go-to directory to discover, support, and shop small businesses all in one place. Head to shop1in5.com.